This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. One of the greatest questions about the Mandalorian is how the Mandalorian, Djarin, has such good relationships with Tusken Raiders and knows lots about their culture. I think that part of the Children of the Watch's belief system is to put a foundling or upcoming Mandalorian through a trial of survival on a distant world that is a very harsh environment, and Djarin was placed on Tatooine, where he survived with the Sand People, or Tusken Raiders, for the minimum of a few weeks to maybe months, to at the most maybe a year, where he learned their ways, how to communicate them, and became an ally of theirs. One of the only real piece of evidence I have to support this is the fact that Djarin said in Chapter 9 that he spent lots of time on Tatooine, which could make my theory true, and it would be interesting if he ran into a young Luke Skywalker at the time, or maybe even Obi-Wan Kenobi, not knowing who they are or the significance they have to galactic events, or at least will have since Luke hasn't done anything of importance yet. Who knows, he may have even been an undercover Tusken Raider during the events of Episode 4, and we could have seen him there as an interesting retcon. The one thing that we can know 100% for certain is the fact that he was not with Tusken Raiders during the prequel trilogy, since maybe in Episode 3 he was with them, but it's likely he was still being raised by Mandalorian since the Clone Wars only lasted 3 years, and it's extremely likely that the year that he was taken in by the Mandalorians was towards the end of the second year or sometime during the third year, since the droid gunship was introduced in the Onderon arc of the Clone Wars, where it was used to kill Saw Gerrera's sister, Stila Gerrera, and Ahsoka said in that episode that there was a new type of droid gunship they were using with shields. So anything before that, which would take up most of the first year, and I don't remember if this episode takes place in year 3 or towards the end of year 2, so Djarin almost definitely would not have been left with Tusken Raiders right after he's picked up by the Mandalorians, and this would be more like an initiation trial that have taken place years down the line when the Empire was already established. Or it could be the fact that the Separatists were attacking Tatooine, and that was the planet he lived on, and that could have been referring to the time he lived on there. But it's unlikely since there were Mandalorians on Tatooine, and he said that he hasn't heard of any Mandalorians on Tatooine before, which would be a lie since he would be rescued by the Mandalorians. Also, there's the fact that Jabba the Hutt was on Tatooine and was unlikely to let any Separatists onto the planet, especially after Count Dooku kidnapped his child, and unlike someone like Hondo Ohnaka or the Night Sisters, Jabba definitely had the means to defend himself since he was the head of the Hutts, and definitely would have been able to hold off any Separatist invasion that took place. In fact, in every appearance of Tatooine in the Clone Wars, it's almost always through smaller problems, and it was shown that Jabba has no luck with Separatists again in the episode where that one senator or counselor or whatever, I don't remember what their rank was, daughters were kidnapped, and Jabba forced a young Greedo to return the daughter to the Republic since they were both allies at the time, and since Jabba hated the Separatists for, again, what they did to his son. Honestly, I feel like my theory is a very likely and logical explanation to why Mandalorian has such good relations with Tusken Raiders and knows so much about their culture and how to communicate with them, because I feel like there's no real other way for him to have been trapped on Tatooine unless he was shot down on the planet for a while, but there would still be ways, especially if he can make contact with Tusken Raiders, for him to get back. But honestly, who knows if this will be right or if it'll ever be explained about how Djarin has such good relations with Tusken Raiders, since that is likely something that could be hidden from us forever, just like the name of his true home planet and the name of his parents and more. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. and may the Force be with you.